For my midterm, I chose the art piece Campbell Soup by Andy Warhol. The art piece is 32 painted, individually framed pieces of various flavors of Campbell's soup. The 32 pieces are in 4 rows of 8, with each framed piece being a painted rendition of a can of Campbell's soup, with a cylindrical shape where the top half of the can is a shade of red, ranging from lighter reds to a darker maroon shade in some of the pieces, along with the iconic cursive-written Campbell Soup logo in white. The bottom half of the can is white with red words depicting the flavor and type of soup, and black lettering spelling the word soup. And in the middle of the red and white halves of the cylindrical can is a light bronze golden circle. In order from right to left and top to bottom, these are the flavors or types of Campbell soup depicted in the artwork. Row 1, clam chowder, chicken noodle, cream of vegetable, onion, green pea, scotch broth, vegetable, split pea with ham. Row 2, vegetable beef, bean with bacon, cheddar cheese, tomato rice, cream of asparagus, cream of celery, and black bean. Row 3, turkey noodle, beef broth, chicken gumbo, turkey vegetable, chili beef, vegetable bean, cream of chicken, and cream of mushroom. Row 4, pepper pot, chicken with rice, consomme beef, tomato, minestrone, chicken vegetable, beef noodle, and vegetarian vegetable. The artwork has soft, geometric shapes seen in the repeating cylinders of the individual cans of soup. Most of the artwork is taken up by positive space from the soup cans, along with the frames that the painting is in. There is negative space in the blank backgrounds, along with the blank wall behind the frames. There is both implied and actual line within this piece. The actual lines being, the actual lines being the frames of the artwork, as well as the lines that make up the cylinder of the can of soup. The implied line is the rows with how the artwork is framed. The rows make the viewer look from right to left, making an implied line between the rows. The art piece has no clear color schemes since its 2 main colors are red and white. There is also no implied or actual texture, which makes the artwork look flat. Before going into this assignment, I knew that most of Andy Warhol's works were critiques of American culture, which is actually one of the main reasons why I chose this art piece. I was curious to see what his actual meaning and purpose was behind this piece of artwork. So my first interpretation of this piece is that it is a commentary or critique on consumerism culture, simply because of the various types of Campbell's soup displayed, along with how many there are is what made me think of that. Nobody needs 32 pieces or 32 cans of Campbell's soup unless you're trying to sell them. Consumerism culture is basically where a significant part of a person's life revolves around the purchase and consumption of goods and services. And someone could even argue that that is how our society has become now. When I actually looked up Warhol's intended meaning behind this piece, I was genuinely surprised to see how close I was to his actual meaning. This art piece is considered the rise of pop art, actually, because it challenges traditional art and actually celebrates consumerism culture. Still, I interpret this piece as a representation of how society has turned to a system of mass production for mass consumption, and ultimately which has led to consumerism culture. This piece of artwork caught my attention the most because it was so different from the other art pieces that were given as options to do for our midterm. It appears so modern and so flat compared to the other pieces like Persistence of Memory or Buttonwood Farm, and it makes the viewer question, how is it even art? although I really enjoy the meaning behind it, despite it being a relatively bland piece. I think there is a uniqueness in something seemingly so bland and two-dimensional in the sense that it has no meaning, actually end up having a very in-depth meaning behind it. This has definitely made Warhol one of my new favorite artists simply because of the meaning behind his work. I enjoy artwork that critiques the world around it, and this piece has definitely made it up there in my top favorites. Before Warhol's works are critiques of American